All right, so the last one you had to calculate was aluminum 3-dichromate. Here, so aluminum had a 2 and dichromate. All right, so aluminum has how many?
2.
Chromium has how many?
6.
And oxygen has how many?
21.
All right, that's 27. That's what, 52? That's 16. So what's that going to be? 54? 54. What's 6 times 52? 312.
336.
And what's this one?
336.
336.
Do you want us to run when we do this?
No, I don't. When I do answer keys and everything, I use the decimal numbers. I'm just lazy when I'm doing it on the board right now because we're just trying to get an answer for the homework to make sure y'all are in the ballpark.
So we don't.
All right, so did y'all get somewhere in the 702 range?
Yeah.
Okay.
701.9.
That's fine. All right. And again, if I was doing this for a quiz, if I was doing it for your homework answers, if I was doing it for the test, I would have used the decimal places and everything else. I was just trying to do it quickly so we could get the homework answers up and make sure everybody was on the same page. So is everybody okay with doing formula mass?
Yes.
We feel good with how to calculate that.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Can we move on?
Yes.
Mass.
I have a question.
Whoa.
Do we have to do significant digits?
Did I give you a number in the question?
He said no.
All I gave you was the name of a compound, right?
All right.
So if all I gave you was the name of the compound, then there are no significant digits. All right. Now, we're going to add to something that we already know how to do that's on the test Friday. So, I think it was last week.
Oh,
All right. Last week, we learned about mole conversions, right? We learned how to go from grams to moles to atoms, right?
Oh, is this where you said there would be more charts?
Yes. Well, no, we're not going to make more steps yet. We're just going to add to what we already know. So, last week, you guys were not very sophisticated because you only knew about elements on the periodic table. Just last week. So, you could only go to atoms. However, this week, we're a little more sophisticated because now we know about compounds, right? So, we're going to branch out just a little bit. Last week, we knew that 1 mole was equal to the atomic mass of an element, which was found in grams, right?
Yeah.
Now, today, we're just going to expand that a little bit, and we're going to add that 1 mole is equal to the formula mass of a compound, which is still going to be in grams. Yes, my dear. You just going to hang it back there? Okay. So now, not only can we use that a mole is equal to the mass of an element, we can also say that a mole is equal to the mass of a compound. Now, we learned, come back, where you go?
That's what it is. Oh my gosh.
We learned that 1 mole was equal to 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms last week because we only knew about singular elements, right? Well, today we're going to expand that into 1 mole equals 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd molecules and formula units. All right? Because a molecule and a formula unit are types of compounds. Now, the only difference is a molecule is covalent and a formula unit is ionic. But in terms of the math calculation, that's irrelevant. Okay? But that's the difference between the two of them. Molecules are covalent, formula units are ionic. So, if I redo my flow chart up there from the top of the page, have I really changed anything about grams? No, I have not. I have changed absolutely nothing about mole. But now, where I have atoms, what else am I going to also put in the same spot that I have atoms? Now I'm going to put molecules over here, and I'm going to put formula units over here. Now, some of you are going to want to abbreviate formula units. You can put F units if you want. For obvious reasons, do not abbreviate that to FU. Okay? We will all understand what we're talking about. Visitors to the room would have absolutely no idea, and I do not wish to explain that ever. So, we will not abbreviate that. Yes, but we're not ever going to explain that to people. We're just going to abbreviate it to F units.
That's so funny. We have blah, 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 FU.
Yes, so we're not going to abbreviate it that short.
I love it.
Okay? So, everybody caught up? So, are we really going to be doing anything new with these math problems?
No, you just changed
No.
it.
That's it. We're just changing the unit. And in terms of the math, with the formula mass, the only difference is when we did an element, whoops, we just, all right, stay there. We just looked at the periodic table and we wrote the mass down. But now with a compound, we can't just look at the periodic table and write the mass. We have to do what to get the mass? We have to combine the mass like you did in your homework last night. Okay? Does everybody have what they need so I can put a sample up here? Okay. Yes? Or did somebody say no? Nobody said no? Okay. So, suppose I want to know how many moles are there in 14.75 grams of, I don't know, let's go with CaClO3 with a 2. Calcium chloride. All right, how many moles are there in 14.75 grams of calcium chlorate? Now, this should look just like the questions that we did a week or so ago that will be on the test on Friday. The only difference is it would have said, how many moles in 14.75 grams of calcium. It would have only been an element. This time it's a compound. But the process is the same. So what do I do? What did we do a week ago?
Draw your little chart.
All right, draw my little chart. I got a chart. What do I do next?
You write 14.7 grams.
All right, 14.75 grams. So what goes on the bottom? What goes on top? Fabulous. All right, what do we remember goes beside moles? Exactly, because we said everything would be a 1 beside moles until we learn to do what?
Until we learn to do more.
Balance
Equation.
And we're getting there. We're just not there yet. All right, so we haven't learned to balance yet, so moles are still going to be a 1. And when we got grams, where did we get grams from?
The volume Periodic table.
We got it from the periodic table, okay? Now, last week, we would have just looked up there, looked up calcium, whoo, and wrote down the mass on the periodic table. But now, we can't just do that, can we?
No.
So what did we learn to do yesterday?
Formula.
So what are we going to do today?
Formula.
So off to the side, you're going to say, how many calciums do you have?
We have 1 calcium.
How many chlorines do you have?
We have 2 chlorines.
And how many oxygens do you have?
We have 6.
Everybody good with where people got 1, 2, and 6?
Yeah.
You with me, Shy? You're just staring at me like, please God, let class end. You look like Cameron does 4th period. Only he usually says, Ms. Wall, how many more minutes is this going to last? This is an eternity. Are you with me? So over here, okay, there's 1 calcium. There's 2 chlorines. There's 6 oxygens. You with us? Okay. So, where do I get the masses? You're going to look on the periodic table, right?
Yeah.
All right. Ms. Wall's going to cheat a little bit here. 40, 35.4, 16. What's 6 times 16? 32, 32, 64, 96.
I look at my sheet all the time.
I get 206.8.
Yeah, I got something too.
Okay. Like I said, if I was doing this on a worksheet for answers for y'all, if I was doing it on a quiz or a test, I'd use decimal places. I'm just trying to move it along a little bit. All right, so 206.8. Where do I put that 206.8?
In the bottom part.
In the bottom where the grams are. So, how do I solve?
No, divide.
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 Yeah.
Division.
My bad. My bad.
Now, this time, do I have to worry about significant digits?
No. Yes.
Look at the question.
Yes. You give it 4.
That's right. I gave you a number this time. And the number has how many significant digits? So I have significant digits to worry about. So I got an answer of decimal, and this 0 is a what? It's a placeholder, so it's not significant. So 7132 are my significant digits, and then I'm going to write moles. Questions?
We only use formula mass whenever we had a compound.
Whenever you have grams. You only use formula mass when you have a grams in your chart. So if you don't have a grams in your chart, you have no need to add up the formula mass. So a lot of times when we do problems like this, people start by adding up the formula mass. I wouldn't do that because you might have a formula mass added up that you won't need. And I'll do one next where you don't need the formula mass, just to illustrate. All right, does everybody have what they need? All right, so to illustrate why I would not start with adding up formula mass. How many moles are there in 1.87 times 10 to the 24th formula units of calcium chloride? If you want the sample, they're your notes. I don't care.
Oh, with this, would it be like the 3 chart, right?
This one's not going to be. I'm going to do one that has 3 though in a minute. Okay. How many moles are there at 1.87 times 10 to the 24th formula units of calcium chloride? Okay. Now remember, if you want, picture your flow chart. So you got grams, moles, atom, molecule, formula unit. All right, so what do we do first?
Back to,
Okay. What's my given data?
1.87.
1.87 times 10 to the 24th formula units. So if I'm starting with formula units, what has to go on the bottom? Formula units. Now, if I'm here in formula unit, what has to come next? Moles, just like last time, right? If the question asks me for moles, am I done or do I need to draw a third section? I'm done. Okay, I don't need a third section. So, what do I know goes with moles?
One.
1. Now, look at where formula unit and molecules are. What do we know about atom? What always went with atom? Avogadro's number or 6.022. So every time you write molecule or formula unit, it's just like atom. Those three things always get what number?
6.022 times 10 23.
So since there's no gram in this chart, do I need to add up the mass of this compound right here? No, which is why I tell you I don't ever start by adding up the mass of the compound. Because if you've added up the mass of that compound, what are you going to do? You're going to put it in that chart somewhere. I promise you. You're going to find a spot for it. Okay? So don't start by adding up the mass of the compound. You don't need it in this case.
Are we ever going to use the bottom left one?
I can show you how to use the bottom left one, yeah.
No, I don't. I just want to know if you
If
ever,
it's confusing, do not.
if we ever are going to use it.
Some years I actually show people. We just didn't have a lot of time at the beginning, so I didn't do it. But I
What's it
could.
for?
It's for things that have a fraction.
Oh, never mind. No.
Wait,
I'd rather use this.
I like
All right, so I get 3.10.
if you use.
So if you had something like you had 8.15 meters over liters, let's say, and you wanted to change it into centimeters over milliliters, you could use the bottom. That's what it would be for. All right, can we talk a 3-step one? Let's say you want to know how many molecules are there in, let's say 12.85 grams of CO2. All right, how many molecules are there in 12.5 grams of CO2? We got grams, moles, atoms, molecules, and formula units.
I haven't used white at all today.
That is great. It probably helps if I haven't said the wrong thing and made you erase it.
It's grand.
Anyways.
It's grand.
You can go gram to formula unit. I can just go to molecules, but formula unit,
I
molecule
started with
for.
the colors.
the same thing.
I have to use them until the end.
All right, are we done? Caught up? So, what goes on the top line? Okay? Why are we putting molecules on the top line? Remember, find your number. Your number is this, right? So 12.85 grams goes on the top line. What's going on the bottom? All right, from a gram, what can we go to?
Moles.
Moles. Remember, we do not want to get used to skipping moles because moles are not always going to stay at 1, and you got to have places to put those other numbers. So, if we want moles, we're done. Do we want moles?
No.
No, we want molecules. So this is one we're going to need to draw our chart longer. So, what am I putting on the bottom? Moles. And from moles, I'm going to a what? Molecules. No, write molecule. Even though they work the same way, write molecules. Yes. It'll be the same thing and you'll get the same number, but write the right unit. All right, what goes beside moles? Ones. All right, what goes beside molecule? Remember, atoms, molecules, and formula units all work the same way. Now, to answer Alexa's question, she wants to write formula units here. Should we write formula unit there? No, just like if we go back and work an old question, we shouldn't write atoms there when we're writing a molecule. We shouldn't write the other units in place of it. They all work the same way. Write the right unit, and then write Avogadro's number where it goes. Now, the last thing we need is the grams. If we have an element, we just look it up on the table. Do we have an element? We do?
No,
We have a
not
compound.
mine.
We have a compound. So break it apart. How many C's do you have?
One.
How many O's? The mass of carbon is 12. The mass of oxygen is 16. You get 12. You get 32. Add it together, you get 44. All right, so where do I put the 44?
Grams.
Okay. So all we have to do is multiply and divide. So 12.85 times 6.022. I got 1.75. 8 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. Questions? Think you can try a couple?
No doubt.
Too bad. You don't try anyways.
Well,
Now, the paper I'm giving you, don't lose. Because it's got stuff we're going to do after the test on it also.
there's so many words. I can barely understand. Wait, before we calculate, what do we combine?
Mm-hmm.
What do we combine?
What do you mean, what do you combine?
Like 44 and
I multiply 12.85 times 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd and divide it by 44. But you could do the 12.85, divide the 44 first, and then multiply if you prefer. It's whatever way you prefer. All right, find the section that says problems. Everybody there?
a lot of those.
All right, we're going to do 5 through 9, B only. Okay, so 5 through 9, B only. Okay, that's not many. You're going to draw the charts. I do it on a separate sheet of paper. I want to be able to see the charts. I know it's too small. I didn't mean for you to do it in the margins.
I wish you could.
That way I
Is
can
that a
walk around,
challenge?
look over your shoulder, and generally be a pest.
This is such a stupid mistake.
Well, you want me to go break the quizzes and see if I can say that a few times?
Oh, you can't be that wide.
I mean,
Yeah, well,
I love it. If you want.
I think I got 100.
Now, if anybody wrote nickel for nitrogen, I'm going to say that.
Oh, now that I think about it, I'm like, I don't know, did I? On one of them. Okay, so I finished, right? And then I flipped it over and I started writing my name. And then after I finished that, I went back over to the front and I looked at it and I realized I had forgotten all the ID endings. And then I changed them. That's why I write my name on the back, if I forget what I did. Then I come back and I look at it. And I see mistakes.
That's smart, that's smart.
And then that one, I didn't write my name on the back, so I didn't have time to think about everything I do wrong in life. Because believe me, on the list. I'm pretty sure I got a 14 on it.
Yeah, I got another one.
Oh, wait.
Apparently, I'm supposed to tell you guys to clean up after yourselves
No.
in the cafeteria and empty your trays during lunch.
They got more trash.
The email doesn't say to where they're going to put more trash cans. It says to clean up after yourselves.
It's so irritating.
It is like,
I'm like,
Pick a plate up.
how old are you?
it'd be the seniors that be doing this.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck? Apparently, parents are.
I ain't gonna front. I forgot it one time. I forgot I had it. Oh no, I was just sitting there for a long time.
Alright, so breakfast. Catherine says she wants breakfast.
Oh, I want breakfast.
Me too.
My stomach over here empty.
I'm good now.
I'm so
Yeah,
good.
we know.
Over here. Like a little rat.
I couldn't even get up.
Did I send this up?
Who else besides Catherine and Tashawn?
Yes.
Queen? Anybody else?
You know,
I only need 3. Ethan needs 1.
did you put me?
Nope.
Oh, this wall.
Yep.
These are decimal points, right? Like 2.000.
2.000 means there's how many significant digits?
Oh. No, it's because
2.
in Mexico, you don't use a comma for the numbers, you do.
Yeah.
So I was just like, let's make sure.
Yeah, so those are just significant digits. So Daniela, Ethan, Queen, Tashawn, and Catherine's it. Nobody else needs a breakfast thing? Not you today, Sean?
That's what you do, you guys do our homework.
She's already not you today either.
The time
That's
was
it? Okay.
made. I didn't, I just didn't feel like it.
Was it homework?
Probably.
This one's a big smell.
Yeah. It was quite lovely. I mean, I was.
Yeah, I just said yesterday, most of this prefix was Tetra. You reply, you go.
That's your score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That was like me. Probably.
Didn't we do the DBG, did it?
Oh, no, you.
Oh, no, that's not
It takes 60 minutes to do it.
For real?
That's how long it takes us. I didn't
It's also
yeah, but they heard like way long.
God.
2.5.
It was on a cheese
Like that?
plate.
For what?
Cheese plate. and some,
Yeah.
On front page. I didn't.
Mine was, yeah.
Danielle, what's C? What element is that?
Carbon.
Okay.
Dang, oh my gosh.
Chlorine.
Did you go reading it? Did I?
I probably put chlorine.
I thought I looked back over it and I did, but I guess I skipped over it. She finished grading it?
No, honey,
Oh.
because you put chlorine for carbon.
I hate life.
It's okay.
Everything is like.
Don't worry, Emma's following right behind you.
Let me tell you that.
What enemies you put on binary compounds? Got it on one?
Did she forget to put it on bromine? Ha!
I know, I did that, but then I looked over and I was like, oh, nope.
Okay, guys, it's right. That's the back
Yeah, oh, good.
Okay. Tap, tap, tap.
Why would I stop? No.
It's like how I work. I would try to guess like what I know.
I'll try to guess.
And then I'll look at it after I finish the problem.
See, I was so close
That's
to
how you
getting
remember
it,
stuff.
they called, but I
So swear on the
changed
clip though.
it. Yeah, I probably would have gotten 0. I changed it.
Relationship. I hate when you figure out that.
Yep. Queens falling ball again.
Man, we're all just a bunch of.
When it goes on
Stupid
binary
mistakes.
compound queen.
So sophisticated.
Okay. Did I, when did I miss?
Same thing, bromine, but then it goes on the end of it.
I'm scared that she's gonna be.
Because I changed it, because I corrected myself.
I know.
I'll just say, just say, oh, and then it's gonna say, I
Yeah,
love it.
you got them on all the rest of them, except number 5. Electric carbon tetrabromine.
Oh.
Yeah, probably everybody did that. I went back and I changed it.
Wait, what is it?
Oh,
It's bromine, not bromine.
Oh, I forgot.
So why'd you not forget the tetra?
No, I put tetra.
No, I know, the first one. Is it, I know.
Oh, you
No, the
remember that
first
I
problem.
didn't know those were the easy ones. It was
If
the
we
first
don't
one.
finish these problems this fall, are they for homework?
The ones that struggle on are the last three.
Oh, so
Right.
Yeah, I was like, what was accent? And I was just drawing the
Struggling
shape.
on the last three.
I guess y'all gonna be watching it on YouTube.
I had a binge watch of your YouTube videos last night. Yeah, I watched like 3 of them because I'm just like,
What season you on?
Priscilla finally got 100.
Hey, you know what heck what?
That's not what I had.
This is about the always.
She said,
Wait, it's not new.
Teach us your ways.
Catherine got one.
Oh, oh,
Sorry.
it's okay.
definitely what?
Catherine got one.
On what?
I
Congratulations.
got 100.
Oh!
I should have got the same mistake.
I thought we got
You look
two.
so you went.
Yep, you didn't put IDE on bromine either.
I don't even remember that problem.
I'm trying to take my time.
So I could have gotten 100 if I hadn't put that L. Oh my god, well, I don't even know what life is.
Oh, no. You
What is it about y'all and bromine in number 5?
Oh, yeah.
It just looks like it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
because all you have to do is change one letter.
right.
Literally, just
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
take-
My M's are like my D's.
Like oxygen, you have to change the ending
Yeah,
completely
that looks
outside.
It's a D.
Well, Danielle, I have good news for you.
What?
You and David agree that carbon is chlorine. Because it kept him from getting 100 off.
Man, David.
I thought I had I need to stop thinking that. I need to go with that attitude.
So sad.
You did get that.
Oh, I didn't got lower than that?
I hate when you're when you're typing a long equation in on your calculator and you're at the very last part and then you press the wrong button and you have to erase it and start all over.
You can just
Y'all
go
got to
and you
watch
put
that
second
stupid
answer
stuff.
and you put it right there.
Your whole life is a lie.
Well, you can just move it over and just put the number.
No, you can't click delete.
That's not my
Delete the
doing
numbers
right.
before it.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So you move.
So I can move the arrow.
Yeah.
5 feet, what's the maximum grams?
Oh, yeah, right.
5 is.
Well, you can
Okay.
you can
Yeah,
put a number on it. and
Yeah,
then
you
you
have
put
two
it-
here. What should be next to moles?
But like,
You put the moles on top.
Oh.
What you given data. So moles to grams, what should be next to moles down
Oh,
here?
yeah, oh, yeah.
What?
You mix two numbers.
okay.
Put the parentheses in there.
So I have a question. Would
I don't want to do this no more. I'm disappointed in myself.
Yes. Yes, you had 4.
Oh,
Alright.
I see it.
Alright.
Meet you halfway there.
Go to say three.
Okay, yeah, and then you're adding up to your grams, yes.
Okay.
I think it's-
All right, hold on, go back. It's number 5. This is
Hang on,
moles,
somersault.
so what should be on the bottom? We need that flipped. So moles is on the bottom and grams goes up top. Okay, and then flip your numbers, because your gram number needs to say your grams.
Also,
Yes, it's gonna have to be homework.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do homework. This is-
And we're behind, so our percent composition that we were supposed to get to today is gonna have to be tomorrow.
So you
Which
two,
means I will have to teach one new thing the day before the test, and I like to have all the new stuff done.
Will you just
So I will
continue
teach
to?
it. I should get to the 4th period.
Okay,
I'm
I'm gonna watch
watching
the
you.
video.
So, but it'll be at the very end of class, so you should be able to skip all the way to the end of the YouTube video.
I just know we talked about it.
Because they don't talk at all.
like they don't speak a word.
Yeah, and watch the video. I'm
Eileen,
finally getting them to say something, but it's not much.
Eileen says that they just all sit there silent.
Why?
that is horrible.
I'm gonna come pay him a visit one
I
day.
feel
Be
like-
like,
See,
Hey,
they just
y'all.
don't have as much
I don't know how
personality.
you can find the grams.
yeah, we have characteristics.
Yeah, please, like, we should probably be quiet because.
Oh, oh,
Oh, Joe.
I don't care. I feel like I'm a very
They're just
educated
quiet.
Well,
person.
Eileen's just quiet. Until you
Is she?
But you like this better, right? She said she
You love them.
I like the